bracket performance because like sure like you have to push yourself in order to like hit like number one PRs and there's like very specific goals in that regard. But for
Mm-hmm.
me, I just want to be very competent player, a smart player, and that
Mm-hmm.
has like a good grasp
Mm-hmm.
because that other shit will kind of fall in line generally.
Mm-hmm. Question:
Yes.
how much would you say you know about the game?
Um. So it's interesting because I've kind of like reworked my thought process behind it. Um, I think I know general. I know a lot more than like the average Smash player just from like talking to them. I I can see the game at a higher level than I think participate in it. Like I was watching Chunky Kong versus Moppin, and I could see like the layers that he was building and like the fact that he could like literally look through Sean's play so perfectly. Like if he obviously wanted to go for a tomahawk, like when Chucky was in the corner and like shit like that. Like I can see all of that, and I can know frame data or blast zones or other random shit like that. But like I don't think I know like I guess if I have to put it in a percentage, I'd say like 45, 55%.
Okay. All right. I have a follow-up question.
Yes.
When you are watching, do you find yourself assuming the intentions of what other people are doing?
I've started to do that more now. Where
Okay.
it's like I'll watch and be like, holy shit, oh they conditioned this based on this thing, blah 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 blah.
So the reason I'm asking that is because oftentimes people will get to a point where, not that I'm saying you're doing this, but they'll be confident in their thinking and they'll start assuming what other players want to do as opposed to just like what's right in front of them. Because a lot of times there's really no multi-layered thing. Like for example, in Chunky Kong, I'm just using that as an example. The entire
Yeah.
time he would get into the percent for the ding dong window and he would just stop doing anything.
Yeah.
So like, you know, something that comes with being fundamentally sound is you have to be careful not to assume the intentions of what other people are doing, because that's when you'll get tripped up and that's when you'll start overanalyzing something that doesn't need to be overanalyzed.
Yeah. Sounds like me.
Sometimes taking things at face value is a lot better for you than just because they're a good player or something, assuming that they had some magic intention behind it. Because a lot of times, it really is just like, I just wanted to grab him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was just wondering, like, because, you know, I think with being fundamentally sound, it would have to be because you want to get your fundies up, it would have to be a backscaling of the assuming and more of an understanding of experience and witnessing,
Right.
if that makes sense. Like immersing yourself in it and like observing things, because like, yeah, I used to do that. I'd be like, oh yeah, I just blah blah blah, this long drawn out explanation, but now I'm like, it's really not that deep. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes it is, and at higher levels of play it can be, because, you know, there's more levels of Yomi. There are more layers of game plans to think about, if you know what Yomi is.
I will
But
hit the Google.
Yomi is just like a game plan. Like, for example, a great example of Yomi would be Samus. So, like, how Yomi works. So, there's a two-tiered game plan. Samus, your charge is charge shot. If you jump over a charge shot, you get fared. It's like a game plan that has counterplay, but it's the counterplay to said counterplay, and that's where Yomi starts coming in. It's like, I didn't explain the definition very well, but
Yeah. I completely get it. It's like the now that both players are educated, it
mm-hmm.
is now whether they're using that knowledge that you know they know they're not like so it like builds upon that stuff.
Yeah. So like, you know, Yomi is just like knowing the mind of your opponent, is what this wonderful Google definition is saying. But like, so that's kind of where it comes into play. Like, you know that Joker wants to hit you with back air and you shield. So now the layer, you know, shield beats back air, and then grab beats the landing, and then it's like, or beats shield, and it's like having a game plan that surrounds that option and like knowing how to beat that counterplay. And that's kind of like where a lot of that stuff starts really getting deep and intricate, because the longer a set goes, the more layers of Yomi there will be.
Right.
And a lot of times matchups really do come down to, how do I deal with said interaction, and how do I deal with like that thing. So for example, I don't know, name a character.
Let's say Palutena.
All right, what does Palutena want in neutral?
For you to jump.
What beats Palutena in air?
Sitting land shield or just shielding.
All right, so there are two ways that this move gets beaten. There is dash back with punish, and if she lands in front of you, grab. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And then there are, like you can cross up, you can do all that, but like that starts getting really intricate. So if you look at interactions and you go, okay, this loses to that. What beats that? And now you're kind of like playing a hops. It's kind of like leapfrog, I'm gonna be honest, like with how like beating options goes. And you take that, and then the Palutena has to go, all right, so how do I beat them from dashing back? They overextend, they overshoot, or they shield, they empty hop to grab you for shielding, and that's kind of like a good, like how like those tiered game plans work, because like shielding beats the nair, but empty hopping beats the shield, but dashing back beats the empty hop. Like it gets. I don't want to like. That's like a really simple way. It's not like super complicated, but I'm not trying to like throw some like a lot at you in terms of like how Yomi works, because it's a lot of stuff in theory, and it always will depend on the matchup.
Right.
And so it's just a way to think about those interactions as a whole. To be like, I think for you need to stick to the one layer right now.
Yeah.
Because you will overwhelm yourself.
Yeah.
But we can play a couple of games, just see like where it is, just to get a better understanding of like what your kind of like areas of improvement need to be for fundamentals and stuff. Who do you want me to play?
Diddy Kong.
Okay. My up smash is frame 5, by the way.
Yeah, I ain't know. Because I'm sitting here just thinking, I'm like, okay. Because one of my huge habits
Mm-hmm.
is with, oh, that's another thing I was going to discuss was movement, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm so locked into this singular way of movement, which
Mm-hmm.
was like, it's when Sebastian was first teaching me. It's with using Wolf's aerial drift and jumping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super telegraphed that I'm always going to do an empty short hop and then do an option,
Yeah.
which is like super telegraphed. And so it's like that's why like the last stock I started like dashing around, I was like just stay on the ground for like at least five, like 2 more seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a bad thing.
So a lot of times you do move, yes, but what ends up happening is if I'm here and you hit me, you always move away from me.
Yeah.
So you need to use your movement offensively to make me uncomfortable for being in that space. But what you end up doing is using that movement explicitly for defensive purposes as opposed to starting to use it offensively, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the way that like Wolf's movement is very good because your burst options on the ground are ridiculous and your initial dash is ridiculous, and you have the air drift of Jigglypuff on Wolf, so
Yeah.
like it's using a lot of that movement. It's not necessarily acting out of said movement, but making me uncomfortable for you being in that space and then causing me to whiff. Like that's the whole point of your movement stats in general is like forcing the opponent to whiff, because if you dash out and dash back in and I whiffed, now I have to shield because you're running at me.
Yeah.
And so you want to like think more so about your movement in relation to getting them to respond rather than like hoping they chase after you.
Yeah.
Because that is what you do a lot of times, is hope that people chase after you.
Hmm.
And like, if I just play patiently and I no longer chase after you, you do have a much harder time of getting openings.
Yeah. 100%.
And then what you have to do at that point is recognize that they're slowing the pace down, and then realize that you can take your time too because they have slowed down.
Okay.
Okay.
And with this sort of patient game,
Mm-hmm.
how often would you decide between, like, say, if they're slowing the pace down, I decide to take the pace and like pressure you more in
Mm-hmm.
your area,
Mm-hmm.
versus I just say, okay, I can do this too, and just stay in my area.
Well, I think it's less so about staying in your area and more so recognizing on whether or not that opponent is approaching you or not. If they're not approaching you and they're playing slow, then you have all the onus in your power to kind of take the space and be like, all right, well, you're waiting for me to do something. So if I stay mobile, like outside of your effective range, and force you to try to hit me or feel uncomfortable, then you're the one in control, right?
Yeah.
However, if they're the ones taking it slow, but they're the ones making the first action most of the time, that gives you openings to whiff punish them and start pressuring their whiff because they've decided that they're going to act first, and now they're putting themselves at more risk. Because the way it works is like the person who holds forward more is making themselves more susceptible to being put in risk, and like it's not a bad thing to put yourself at risk if you can make it turn into your favor.
Right.
And so you just kind of want to think about it that way. It's like recognize that it's going to come down to whether or not they're approaching you or not, because if they're the ones approaching you but taking it slow, then there's a lot less movement that you necessarily have to do, and like the positioning that you play at,
Okay. Yeah.
will change.
Yeah.
It's like that's something I used to tell people a lot, is like find out if they're the ones approaching you or if you have to be the ones to approach them, or if they're waiting for your approach. Because if they're waiting for your approach, then all of that cool movement that you have as Wolf, you get to take really good advantage of that, because now you get to mix up their shield or like make them whiff in a space where they're not comfortable being at.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. It was okay. That was a checkmate situation right
Yeah, I know.
there.
I was like, this is a regrab. I'm like, oh, oh yeah. I was doing a session with Sky, and I was
Mhm.
playing against their Joker,
Mhm.
and then I don't know. It often happens here, which
Mhm.
you were, where the game, and I was watching a Nairo video about it, where, well, he was talking about how to get better, but the
Mhm.
game starts to feel a lot like a bunch of 50-50s, and you just kind of have to react if you get the hit. Does that make sense?
Say that one more time.
Where the game starts to feel like a bunch of 50-50s,
Uh
to where
huh.
like you set yourself up for in case a move hits, uh I'm when I did empty hop F tilt, and
Mhm.
you happen to drop shield there. I
Mhm.
didn't really know for sure, but it was kind of like, okay, uh I either land and they drop shield and I F tilt, or
Mhm.
they hold shield and I get punished for it. And
Mhm.
it just kind of felt like a lot of hope. Now, sure, you've been holding shield, and I've kind of been, and I maybe tomahawk like once or twice, so you were reading into that. But I don't know,
Mhm.
just sometimes it feels like I have to guess.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you do have to guess because there's a matter of trial and error. You're not going to have an answer for everything 100% of the time. Sometimes there will be a little bit of guessing that is required because
Yeah,
but the important thing about that is that you want to take educated guesses and not just like random ass guesses, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
sometimes you do want to cluddle the opponent's mental stack so that you're able to get these guesses a little more frequently and a little more in your favor. So like throwing down smashes in the middle of like when I dash at you, if you dash back down smash or something, just as an example, like I have to think
yeah,
about that now. And like so like it's okay to do that sometimes because the more that you're throwing at me in terms of like button presses, the more that I like, especially in those situations like where I'm shielding, the more I will have to understand those things. Because like now, if you, I know you're going to tomahawk F tilt. I mean, I'll hold shield longer, but that'll give you time to react to get the grab. You know what I mean? Like
right, right.
you're creating situations for yourself that are still favorable. Like yeah, innately you might get punished the first time trying it, but now you know that I'm looking for that, and then you
Yeah,
can, and now you can change what you're going to do based on the fact that you know I'm looking for that.
yeah. I need to be okay with getting wrong on some guesses, because I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just like scared of like, oh, what if it whiffs?
I mean, it's okay to be wrong. Like, there's no, it's not the end of the world if you're wrong. You just get hit.
Yeah.
But alright.
Uh,
Yeah, like, that's kind of how that goes. It's like, you have to be okay guessing wrong sometimes, otherwise, you're never going to get information to get the right plays.
okay.
A lot of right now, what you're getting hit by is the fact that you keep full hopping in my face.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of guessing I have to do there if you're just gonna full hop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any concerns?
Um, as I'm playing right now, I just feel kind of. I don't feel 100% lost, but finding openings
All right,
seems
so
difficult.
all right, so there are a couple things about Diddy Kong where you get openings. So the first thing you should always do is make sure I never get banana. Like, yes, sometimes it's inevitable, but this right here, look at how long I'm in. Like, you see that pull, you pressure my ass.
Yeah.
Because the idea is, especially if I throw it this way, you want to get to the banana before I do.
Yeah.
And then, you know, something that you are able to do once this banana is in my hand is like, yeah, I can do Z-drop aerials and like all this stuff. I can't grab you unless I command throw. Unless I monkey flip at you. So the main basis at that point that you want to play around is you see that banana's in my hand, and you know that if you whiff or if you hit my shield, you're going to get punished. You now have to understand that mini game of how do I not get hit by banana, and playing in that mid range, like being like right here in this mid range, is very good because you can hold shield, and like if I monkey flip at you, yeah, I can grab you, but like. That's where the dashing back takes place in this matchup is like, because if you think I'm going to monkey flip, you always pretty much want to anticipate that monkey flip is going to come out. Because if you don't, you're going to get hit by it. Like, that should be priority number one. That and banana. Banana toss and that. Like, everything else, like, yeah, that's secondary. But, like, those are the big things with, like, how I'm playing Diddy Kong. Obviously, that'll change between people. And then, like, you know, like, down tilt is -8 on shield. So you can play around this move. You know, like, I can't do falling aerials unless it's back air, nair, or up air. Like, if I'm fairing, like, it lingers, but I have to hit, the only way it hits you on rising is if I'm, like, right on top of you.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you see that I'm spacing with this move out here, that's where with punishing with dash attack comes into play, because, like, you know, like, that's how you would get in there, is understanding that range of, like, getting me to do rising aerials is what you ideally want. But if you're jumping at me, this is the stop jumping at me. This is literally what this means. It's stop jumping at me.
Yeah.
Like, that move, it's definitely beatable now. Like, I'm pretty sure you can nair it and, like, all of that. But beforehand, that was the don't enter my space, get away from me button. But, you know, and then it's just really being really confident and comfortable playing around banana. And then, like, I have no airspeed. Like, I go nowhere.
Yeah.
So when I'm jumped, I'm committed to jump unless I monkey flip. I have to monkey flip to get any sort of meaningful movement.
Right.
So, like, your whole thing should be, how do I bait them into trying to monkey flip me? Or, like, getting them to toss banana on my shield. Because banana toss on shield is not positive. It's not safe. So, like, at that point, you can just, like, kind of play an RPS of, like, am I going to attack, am I going to jump, or am I going to roll? And then, like, play that mini game to make me think you're going to do one of those three options.
Okay.
But, yeah, you can definitely play shield a little bit more in this matchup than you are.
Okay. Nice.
And then the biggest thing for you is like when he's moving around like this is how do you as Wolf stop him from moving like that? You haven't shot it a single time.
Yeah.
Like if I shield Blaster, you get to stick a hitbox out before I can do anything.
Oh.
Yeah, watch. Like shield, like shoot it.
Oh.
Like don't shield, just like shoot.
Yeah.
Like F tilt. Like shoot, like shoot Blaster and immediately F tilt.
And then F tilt. Yeah.
Like if I'm any further back than that and I run at you, I'm gonna get hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you want to condition Blaster, you want to use Blaster to condition them to shield, and then see what they do after because you technically have enough time to like deal with the fact that they have dashed or that they have done something. Whereas if they do nothing, you can just keep shooting the Blaster or, you know, take the space that they just gave you for not doing anything.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like Blaster's area denial and like I can't hit it, so I'm gonna get hit.
Yeah. Okay. Follow up on that.
Just grab it.
Okay. I'm so predictable. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like you should be using Blaster to condition me to jump
Exactly.
or to do something otherwise, and you're not.
Yeah. I really need to think more about what I'm using Blaster for.
Mm-hmm. Like Danny will just shoot that shit to be annoying. That's fine. Do it. As long as I don't jump over it, you're not gonna get punished.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Good start for it.
Yeah, if I have banana in hand, I guess I can throw a banana at you.
But yeah. Yeah.
You see how far back you are from me every single time you hit me vertically up? You are so far away. I am all the way over here, and you're over there. I'm not pressured at all. I have no fear. There's nothing for me to fear. If you don't stay underneath me when you are above me, we're gonna have problems.
Fun fact is, I'm the one that's scared.
Why? I'm above you.
I don't know, some sort of reversal.
Okay, have I reversaled you ever?
Nah.
All right, then why are you afraid?
I don't know. You could do it.
I can reversal you. Yeah, I could. But you know what you have? You have two very strong anti-airs that I can't do shit about.
That is fair.
You also have an up air that is also very good that I have to respectfully air dodge to not get hit by.
Yeah.
Stop giving up all sort of pressure because you're afraid of me doing something I haven't done yet.
That is. Aye, aye. Yeah. I always get flashbacks to the Bowser S Max whenever I'm drifting.
I'm not playing Bowser.
Yeah, I know. So like, it's more of a good thing because it makes me drift out more. Because you S smashed me for drifting back into ledge too soon. Yeah, I always do it.
I was like, he's gonna push a button here. Hold on.
Every
Uh,
time, because it's
eh,
like I always think back. Tweak is like Wolf Snare is so broken, it's disjointed on the bottom. I'm like, they're gonna be under me. I'm gonna do the fat leg.
It's just running from the top too. I traded. I traded with you.
All right.
You don't down throw me. Hello. It worked out.
TBA, that's a little. I did that on accident, but that's kind of. What's this? 5-4 tech keys? I'm Yeah, he does like a little hurt box shift when he does the back air. Yeah. The strongest guy in the game. I thought about folding in.
It's one of the strongest.
Who's got the strongest?
Ganondorf is right there.
Ah, right.
Ooh, forgot about Ganondorf.
I really did. Because
Yeah.
I don't know the big fist and also low tier.
Do you see how just an ounce of confidence changes the way you play?
Yeah. Oh yeah. One, like I want this game turns into cake. Well, not cake, but I literally never spot dodge, and I have no reason why you waited for that. You're ugly for that.
It's the right option.
For that. Oh
Yeah? I see.
Because I was thinking, I was like, okay, Barrels has to come, and then I was there, and then you just went straight past stage, and I was like, I'm gonna land on stage anyways. I did not.
You did not.
Okay.
Oh, you just gotta be confident when you're pressuring. Stop letting me just go for free. That's what happens a lot of times. I think it's like
Yeah.
your biggest problem is you just kind of let people do shit for free because you're not confident.
Yeah. Not the Texas Roadhouse double roll.
You're nothing about it.
Mm.
What'd you say?
Oh, I was thinking like while I was doing it, like I was standing in between you and banana,
Hmm.
and I'm like, okay, this is great. This is a great position because they want to get banana. But then you came running at me, and I rolled behind you, and I was like, I just gave them banana for free.
You sure did.
It was like, I said, food. I was just like, ah.
It's okay.
Weird. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go!
Put yourself in the corner.
Yeah. I
Oh.
thought about three buttons.
Oh.
It's not fine, but yay! I was like, there's some sauce coming along.
I see.
Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna make it back. And I was just like,
Understandable.
I'm gonna die. Okay. Let's see.
We have time for one more.
All right.
Do you have any other questions?
Besides being scared and keeping up pressure, what are other fun these things that I need to focus on?
I guess the moving is keeping up pressure. I would still say you tend to play a little slower with your buttons than you need to still. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know, it's like, I think you can, like, it's really the full hopping that's just getting you killed a lot of times. Like, you need to be more confident and comfortable between the purpose of using full hop and short hop.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I don't think you really abuse the fact that your back air auto cancels on short hop, which lets you continue to pressure me even if it misses.
Yeah. That's fair.
And
Okay.
like, you know, like that kind of stuff, and then like quit overextending with dash attack. Quit trying to
Yes.
dash attack me. Like, if you're on the center of the stage, there is no reason for you to be trying to dash attack me.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Oh, it's not as close as I did. So. My pressure?
You would get a lot of more of those if you weren't full hopping.
Yeah.
No.
I could have so high. That's the option. I forgot he jumps up a little bit.
Yep.
Diddy Kong
I was like,
You
this is perfect.
Then you put your hands back in it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be perfect with punish, but by the time the hands go down, dare bear, GG, shake my hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, we have time for one more. It's 56 minutes on the video. Well, we started before that. I wasn't recording initially, but I'll give you the hour.
Ooh.
3, 2, 1, go!
Mhm.
He keeps pushing you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Diddy Kong.
Yeah, you're doing a lot better with standing there at the ledge and being menacing. So keep that up.
Thank you.
And then you dash attack me, and then you give it up, but that's okay. One
Yeah,
step at a time.
we gotta. God damn it.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it works, but you know I think it's better to save those for those times when it'll kill than just like doing it because you want to hit me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay,
Yeah.
I will upload this and then I will send it to you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, of course. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Gotcha. Thank
Alright.
you.
Of course. I'll talk to you later, Corno.
Yeah.
Bye.